Mic check, mic check.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Alrighty then. Let's get to it. Don't forget, trading is risky and all that business. And we are about 5 minutes till 10 a.m. and I'm just now coming up to the desk here. I got coffee in hand. We have 10 a.m. existing home sales numbers coming out here in about 4 minutes. So we might get some increased volatility coming in here any moment. I'm going to hit Control R here, remove all drawing objects. I'm going to do that. Let me see. There is, looks like we might have some good info from yesterday here that I might want to leave. No, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to start from scratch here. Fresh slate, no additional detail, and we'll get to it. In our last couple live streams, I have been having some red days. Had a good day yesterday. Let me look. I think it was it 16 or 18,000 yesterday? It was, I think, 24. Yeah, 18. So right above, just over 18,000 yesterday. Did not get a chance to live stream yesterday. Had some great conversations yesterday, catching up with some folks. We've got some people that will be out for a little bit on vacations and things of that sort, so we're making sure we got everything all rocking and rolling, making sure everybody is good. I will be here, well, I would just say I plan to be here more regularly for the foreseeable future. Let's see. Here comes the news in about 2 minutes, 20 seconds. We just got an interesting little double cross here. What's our count here? 5, 8, 3. There's actually 2 right there, and we're getting it again. So very strong activity right here. I'm going to mark this area. It might be important now or particularly later. So the way I like to do that, I just press F6 or my horizontal line, and then I'm going to make this dashed line to about an 8 pixel
Divergence up NQ on the 9.
thickness of an area of interest here, and that is because of the clustering of these AO crosses. So massive amounts of activity coming in there, exchange of hands, and this was an interesting spot right here as well. This one I'm just going to draw a single white line there. We do have a big bull that stepped in through that leg. Actually it was a small, yeah, it's only about, definitely did not hit 1,000, but might have charged enough for this down move here. All right, news coming out in now 1 minute. I'm going to get Financial Jews audio on. There we go.
Expecting comments from Fed's Bowman. Again, there's no indication whether a text is expected.
Real-time protection off. Yes, everybody make sure that your real-time protection is off. I definitely checked that here moments ago.
Lower bands touch NQ on the 43.
Big ball on the 6,950. Sam, thanks, Marcus. Could you tell me what number it is? So remember, big bull has to be over 1,000. Can you tell me on your chart? Was it over 1,000 on mine?
The live video.
Looks like it got to about 700.
Again, due to speak.
Maybe 800, but not 1,000. So it's kind of in the middle. It's like a medium bull in there. News coming in about 5 seconds. So let's see what comes in here on the volatility. Okay, here's the news.
Fib.NQ on the 4. 2 finger Trump
administration aims for a final South Korea deal with terms similar to the Japan agreement. So the Trump administration is looking to fine-tune the South Korea trade deal, according to a White House official cited by the Wall Street Journal.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
Wall Street Journal also reporting that the Trump administration agrees to use AI models from Musk's XAI.
What? Yeah, we'll try to tap into some of the things that are going on around the world as well. I definitely do not think it is time to be caught on your heels.
$50 billion pledges.
It's about 800 there, Marcus. Okay. So yeah, we kind of got about the same numbers there. So, I mean, we could mark this. Well, now it's now it's becoming apparent even more so that we might have wanted to draw this up. So we want to find the middle of this, and I mean, it might be more than 125 because
Tesla shares.
I mean, it's right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give the bull side a little more
on the 9.
Space, if you will, on
upper bands touch NQ on the 40.
On that. So there's 125 there at the white line. Okay, so if you guys have listened to or gone through our training, you know, I generally have the guidance of before and after the news. So 2 minutes before, 3 minutes after, where I might want to sit on hands. We're coming into a Super AO. I'm gonna start in on the short right there at the Super AO. I hear buyers step. Unfortunately, I hear them continuously pushing in there. Mentally, that stop needs to be right around the top of that ready DD.
Fib.NQ on the bands touch NQ on the 43. J hook long NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9. Upper band.
All right, I'll take half off on the 20 and I'll close it up right there. Got 20 ticks off of that. Now, you might ask, so why didn't I hold through on a full 40 like I would on a Super AO normally? And it has to do with this right here, right? That is, if I'm going to go against, and again, in general, I recommend the standard operating procedure is it's just a good idea not to go against the MACV Ultimate. This is telling you where all 4 of the correlated instruments, the nerds, are directly pushing. So if I'm going to take an opportunity for take it in the direction of a pullback or go against this, then it's thinking small targets. It's thinking kind of scalping against. So I'm going to take a smaller target if I'm going against this. All right, everybody understand that? If you do, you get it. Type a 1. 2 if you're new. 3 if you are still just here to troll me. Good morning, Mr. Canfeld. Great to see you. So be very cautious if you are playing against that, okay? We want to look for some plays in that direction. There was a nice HMD with a blue dot long right there. Definitely good for 20, probably 40. Yeah, wow, 70 ticks to the upside there off of that HMD with a power dot. Blue dots call bottoms all the time, and she's still on the way up there. Very nice. Okay, I know it's weird taking a swipe at that again. This is a Super AO. The top of the back of that area, if I drew that appropriately, remember these are areas of what I kind of call opportunity. It's an area where I will take a shot there. Okay, we're cracking the top of that cross, so I'm peeling off half there.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 43.
King timing coming up at a couple bars. There's king timing to add to my position to try to get that Super AO. Might turn into a bad idea here. Let's see, is it going to make me peel? It's giving me the look like it would.
Upper bands touch.
Yep. All right, having to peel him again here. Seuss. Trying to see if we're going to get that push-up head fake coming up fast, so I don't think it's going to last. But we are coming off of news. We are 5 minutes past the news now. Remember, we had called this as a medium, which is weird, right? Like, I don't have a lot of, particular stats around a medium bull. We have a lot around a small bull, big bull. Those I know.
We have a more fragile labor market.
NQ on the 9. NQ on the 4.
Yikes. Green dot was able to hold and push.
Touch NQ on the 43. Divergence down NQ on the 9.
Oh, bummer. All right, we have a divergence up on the higher time frame now. Came here on the 9s. Wow. Weiland, what what a straight up move. Okay, red dot. Always on top. Am I gonna have another rough day on a live stream? Possibly.
NQ on the 4. Divergence down NQ on the 9.
It's a double divergence there, so I'm going to try to hold into it to see if she's going to come back for me here. Double divergence on the 9s. On a technical, this would be a spot that I would like to see it come on back. Off of that white line area, let me see how far this has gone. So to the top of that Oh, it didn't even, that's not even 400 ticks. So we've only gone 393 ticks from that big white line back there.
Fed's Bowman says the Fed is within range of the 2% inflation target. It's appropriate to shift to the jobs market instead of inflation.
Double delta NQ double on the delta 43. NQ on the 4.
So heard bears come on the tape for just a moment, and then bulls stepped right back in on it. ES is kind of on its 3-point, still pointing up now on ES, but it did do a little kind of a 3-point wiggle there. There's a white cross there. I'm going to use the bot account here to add in. That's a double DD, I'm sorry, double ready DD next to each other with a cross there. Now it's a double cross on top of it. So looking for a potential DCR right in this spot as well.
Fed's Bowman says we have space to bring down policy closer to neutral so we can support the labour market. And Bowman says tariffs will have a price impact.
To a 4.9. Okay. I mean, it's a perfect 1, 2, 3 banger. So I'll use my bot account
double delta NQ on the
to take the 1, 2, 3 banger. I'm expecting about 100 tick pullback, because at this point, if they're going to keep running it up, okay, but I am looking for a 100 tick or more pullback there from the top. I'm going to try to measure that from the bot account there. That is going to be around here from the very tip. 24 544s, which is unfortunately still above my point of entry. So right there on the white line.
Fed's Bowman says a number of foreign suppliers are taking on the cost of some of the tariffs.
Double delta NQ on the 4.
Is it 544?
NQ on the 9.
Yeah, 544, which is the same spot as this big green line there. Oh, I can't draw on that because it's always on top, but basically looking for that 24 543.
Upper band NQ on the 89. Enigma short on NQ on the 4.
Okay, Enigma, I'll add to my position on the bot.
Fib.NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 9.
So that little section right there is my target. That actually might have to change now because I think we've pushed up farther. Remember, it's 100 ticks from the top. Yeah, so let me remeasure that again just to make sure. Oh, we did push up farther, so the new target is 24 5560s. Should be here. And 60s would be, oh, this one here.
Enigma short on the NQ4.
Intel shares.
Okay, add in on the Enigma.
Since July last year.
Okay, Enigma's good for it. 20.2.
Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9.
Rave Guru. Do these bots require third-party servers, subscriptions, like a VPS, data bento? No. You just install it on your PC, preferably a gaming PC. We do use a lot of CPU. You don't need a bunch of RAM or anything, but you do need a generally a quality CPU. You don't want to be using an old school Intel Celeron or anything like that. All right, 100 ticks from the top should be right there at that white line. We're almost there.
Enigma short on the NQ4. Fib.NQ on the 4.
Ex-Fed and Treasury officials back Cook in Supreme Court job fight. I think that's ex-Fed and Treasury officials back Cook in Supreme Court job fight.
Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9.
So you have Bernanke, Greenspan, Summers and Paulson sign amicus brief.
Yeah, you saw the W reversal there on the 89. Yeah, I see it now too. The W, this is what Alpha's talking about right there.
Trump buys Cook.
Yeah, if we've got a video on that. Once the W has been shown, the odd thing about it is the shape. So when I'm talking about those W's that go on and on forever, usually the classic is for this to go slightly down, and it did not.
Delta NQ on the 4.
To where,
Touch NQ on the 89.
you know, there's a little bit of a slight down angle here for that W, and then when you're asking the question of what do you do right here, the question is you look for the little movement and then the continued up move. This has just been 89 bar prints, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at the 10th bar straight up in 16 minutes, non-stop buying since that news event.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Every time we go against the W, you're reminded me, yeah. That one doesn't follow the shape, so you might be like, well, it's not the actual classic W that that Vinny talks about. Like when I draw that up, it has all the telltale signs because you're looking for a trap down below. Like this one didn't even catch the trap of anyone down there. So you're almost like, well, if I were adhering to it, it doesn't fall into the classification of that perfect W that we're looking for, the upside move for the win. So on this one, you might classically bypass it. But as of right now, I mean, ES is just continuing to point upwards. Like, and as we've said before, like if ES points up, as ES points, so NQ goes, and right now it has been an exuberant amount of up move. So, okay, maybe finally ES might be given a break here. And we'll see if that helps us out with the NQ side to let me out of this position or not. Or if I'm going to be adding to be the third red day on streams. Holy shnikes, like. Would have been nice to be there in the morning, and it tends to be these classic days where, I mean, I've just had a lot going on lately, so it's hard for me to kind of get to live stream stuff. Just got a lot of stuff to take care of. Let's see. Green Enigma on the 3s, 228 Enigma for the turn up top. Are we going to see finally the 100 tick reversal?
Double delta and
it's moving. So we moved so fast up that we can't get measurements, and now we're moving so fast down. I can barely. I don't have enough. So normally I'm not on stream here. I'm trying to bring these on so that it's easier for you guys to see. Normally I just like look over and get the measurements. So it is, again, I've told people before, if you have the idea that you want to stream while you're trading, I have said that is extreme pressure, and you do not want to do that. I will reiterate again. I was having a conversation with my buddy John yesterday and kind of talking about that again. Like, I do not recommend anybody live streams. Too much pressure, too many little other things that are distracting, and you know, head in game. You just need to have a good layout on your screen setups. Focus on your trading. If you do want to affiliate with us to tell people about it, I would prefer that you do things like do a back test, do a market replay session, tell people about what we're doing. You don't need to try to be me, but you need to tell people about, or about AlgoBox kind of thing. Don't, if that makes sense. Don't try to be us. Just tell people about us. Okay, so it did do the 100 while I'm in the middle of talking there. It did do the 100 tick pullback. There it is, 100 ticks from top. I'm 108-ish. And then bull stepping right back in. Not a great opportunity there for me to react like that.
Reminder, at the bottom of the EIA, guys change BCF. Forecasters for a build of 74 BCF. Prior was a build of 90 BCF. According to Energy Secretary Wright, US government will use powers to keep more coal plants open.
Let's see. So from the bottom here, we are 713 ticks to the upside. Prior low is coming up. Oh, actually, you guys can see that on this one. So let's see if we start to. Is this good? All the way back to S1 for support 1? Wow.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Okay, 10-7. This will be my final ad on the bots on the Mega Late Nate headshot on a 10.7.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
$1,500 bear on the 35 at 10.17. A leg though, would I even mark that? No, you definitely should mark that. I don't follow why you're saying you would not mark that.
Upper bands touch NQ.
No, in fact, you absolutely would mark that. I'm glad you actually called that. Let me see what you're looking at. Because technically that's where we should come back to. If you see a big bear in there, you said it's a 1500 at 1017. I did not see that. Let me see.
China's premier is said to meet BlackRock and Citadel executives.
On the 35, let's see. Chart is refreshing here, just a moment.
Enigma short on the NQ4.
Yeah, so when you mark up if you find a big bear in there, what you're looking for is an opportunity at some point in that day. Ideally, if you're trying to find a place, well, where is your target when this does turn? If it's going to go somewhere, what is its potential for it to reach? And it's a concept of, so if there's a big bear in there, this is sort of that whole concept of one eagle, two heads. They kind of play with each other. While everybody tries to say that the bull and the bear are against each other, they're the same team. So Big Bear steps in, and it looks like to me, I believe you're talking about this area. So on a higher time frame, this probably looks less broken up. And yeah, because this looks like to me the big bear that you would be thinking about coming in there. So thank you for bringing that up. This is a scenario of like, well, where are you looking for this to return to? So Big Bear has stepped in really kind of all through this area, all the way back to here. So you would say Big Bear is here. So where are we looking for this to come down to? Oh, more news. Sounds like more news coming in here. So Big Bear stepping in through this area, then we look to go, okay, so they need to let this big bear out. So let him out of his position. Did he make money on this? Remember, you've heard me say this. Did he make money? No. So my interpretation of this is that they will come back to the top of that bear, allow the bear to get out of his position before they spool it forward if they're going to continue up. So generally, they will allow that bear out, let him come in and attack again. Okay, so that is a 10-5. So I will look for this as an area. Remember, they may only let it back to here, right back here to the top of the bear. And that's what you're talking about. So to allow the big bear out. But the question is you're saying, oh, should I not mark it up at all? No, you absolutely should. I don't know where you would get the idea that you shouldn't, other than you've seen me, like if I missed one, nobody's perfect, right? I'm not perfect. I'm not going to catch every little thing, especially, just so y'all know, especially while I am live streaming and trying to have conversations, talk through things at the same time, and my limited viewpoint where I'm trying to like bring things over onto the screen, etc. So that's where you guys can help me out. So absolutely, like, don't hesitate to call things out like that. In fact, I'm very appreciative of you, Marcus, for actually bringing that up, because I totally missed it. So don't think because I missed something, like, do as I have said, not as I am doing in that moment in time, if that makes sense. Yeah, and if possible, please help me out. Like if I miss something, with the disadvantage of live streaming, could be an additional advantage of folks who are helping me when I miss things. So yeah, I'm definitely appreciative of the call outs on stuff like that. Good morning, Dilly. Great to see you. So this is one of those areas where, so what's my expectation? Thanks to Marcus kind of pointing out, there's a big bear in there. So I expect that they'll probably bring it into here, right? Now, whether they're going to allow that bear to make money or not, that is the question. We are getting a lot of selling through this area, so I'm excited about that. It's a super AO. We got the ready DD back behind it, kind of empowering that area. So yeah, I mean, I'd love for it to go deeper than that. But the first area that we have to be concerned with is just a come right here. They let them in there for like literally just a couple of ticks into the bear zone, and then they can rip it back up, right? Now, like my first thing on scenarios like this, I am hoping and looking for 100 ticks. You know, whether I get that or not, I can't force anything. There it is. Here comes, there's the 7.6. Okay, now this may be it. This is what I have said many times. I will see things come right into the top of the bear, and then bulls step right back in, and they never let them see that spot again. Okay, that can happen. It happened the other day. You know, it's what happened with my most recent big red day there. That exact scenario happened, right? So I'm hyper aware, and I would prefer that not to happen again today.
1 minute is going to have to be the natural cast change data.
Okay, we've got some news coming out here, and again, in the spot where I currently am, I'm gonna cross fingers and hope that I am on the right side of the volatility that's about to kick back in here. We just got a massive bear just stepped in. Massive. Everybody see this on the 35? Somebody double check me. 35 is that's this week's optimized range, right? It's a 2000 level bear that we need to mark up on our chart, right?
Not been as accurate as we'd like.
See, and there it is. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I have seen this so many times, right? If you're hopefully in a better situation than I was on this play, then, you know, we come in here, you should be taking profits, because when the bull is in there that strong, they're like, okay, we'll let him out. Okay, we'll let you out. But that's it, and then they take right back over. Okay, that's literally what happened right there. So it should be peeling points off there. I'm just so frustrated having to sit there and feel the necessity to continuously, you know, talk through. It's on the 35, 9s and 5s. Thanks, Bryant. But yes, 35 is the optimized range for this week on NQ, right? Okay. So big bear here. Now high time frame, I do want to mark this up. So I see something like that, I'm going to immediately, I say immediately, like, well, we've seen you not do it immediately, Vinny. Well, yes, well, I'm on live stream trying to walk and talk and all that at the same time. Not as easy to do. But yes, I should, I'll say what I'm not saying I'm going to, I'll say I should immediately mark that up and then get measurements from the middle, right? So out of the middle of this, I want to get a measure, and for a big bear, what am I looking for? 250 ticks, right? So the good news is, if this bear is allowed to make any money, he wants to push this to here. So big bear take profit zone. Be here.
We have posted out the natural gas portal, feed which we
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Okay, now, so that's how I interpret these things. Everybody kind of get it? If you get it, type a 1, 2 if you're new, because you've never heard that before. And of course, give me the 3 if you're still just here to troll me. It's nice.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
That concludes comments from Fed Spoven.
Okay, so somebody had been talking that whole time. Okay. Let's see. So we've got. I'm gonna save workspace here just in case. Like the other day, I had a crash, and that was unfortunate. I'm gonna save as. Okay, save it as a backup as well.
35.
Today's date 09/25. All right, saved workspace. Because at this point, these drawings are more important than I would say than normal. I definitely do not want to lose these zones now that they've been identified. Are they pushing through that butterfly? Oh, come on.
Fib.NQ on the 35. Divergence down NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 4.
Okay, so bears maintaining control. They should be able to hold the structures. If you start seeing PRZ structures on the, like if you're in a big bear and you see those being broken, well then that means that the bears are not in full control. If they are maintaining red dots by themselves, PRZs kind of by themselves, this one that's why I was like, oh come on, don't break that butterfly. If the bear's in control, they should be able to maintain these harmonic structures. Does that make sense? Yes, as Mr. Manigold is reminding us, you're always going to have something going against you. If you're waiting for everything to line up, you're not going to take trades very often. And while you can make money, I don't know if you can trade for a living, if you're going to be able to make enough money off of waiting for everything to be absolutely everything in your opinion, in your favor. You are going to, it pays, you have to pay for confirmation. If you're going to wait for additional confirmation, well, you've lost movement, right? So knowing your stats, playing your stats, and then adjusting your size, in my opinion, is a more viable way to, if you remember, for me, my goal is how to trade for a living, which is why I've said before, if you are looking for a book to read, if you're like, hey Vinny, what books do you recommend? I don't know why people are so obsessed with book scenarios, particularly for trading, when these days we've got way faster ways to acquire information. Reading books is a slow way to acquire information. Pictures worth 1,000 words, 1,000 words on a page, etc., etc. And video is 30 frames a second. Well, depending on if you're, movies or gaming, but you know what I'm saying. Movies are 24 frames a second. I'll have to confirm with my buddy Mr. Manigold on that one, but I believe classic standard movies from the past were 24, and they actually do that slightly lower on purpose so that the movement of the action feels a little more intense. So 24 frames a second is 24,000 words a second. Which I don't know of anybody who can read that fast. Let's see. John says 23.98. Okay, and I'm hearing buyers pop straight through this. I'm gonna peel half just in case, see if I can get even an even better entry in here. I'm gonna look for the next red for me to come back in on that. Okay, there we go, and we cracked through. Oh man, I'm playing so scared now because again, I would like to come away with a positive day on stream. Would be nice. Have been in a slump. Ironically correlates with my the things currently going on that I'm having to deal with personally. Almost starting to believe in the Twitter nonsense of the market moves based on how you feel. Can talk about film at 24. What do y'all think about that Snake Eyes movie and the correlations of the Charles Kirkland in that and the Tyler and all of that? Like, what?
Fib.NQ on the 4. Upper bands touch NQ on the 35. Upper bands touch NQ on the 35.
Jansta, is that the real Jansta? Prove it. You sent me a DM. Okay, it's proved. Yeah, just open up a support ticket on the left hand side of Discord and our guys will get you taken care of. Yeah. Do you know how to do that? I mean, it's just open up a ticket. So on the left hand side of Discord under technical support, still got to hire some more people. Our guys are I feel like our poor guys are overworked, man. Like, look at all these tickets. I mean, this is just from this is after I've already cleared out some from this morning. Like, all these new tickets that I just have so many. I gotta do a better job of teaching people how to install their system. Like, everybody's like, all right, can you install my system for you? And our guys are so good, and I mean, they just log in and they'll just take care of you. But yes, just you come up here, click on open a ticket, and our guys will get you taken care of.
Fib.NQ on the 9. Lower bands touch NQ on the 35. Upper bands touch NQ on the 30.
Stakes Eye movie came out when Charlie Kirk was 5 years old. So that's a piece of information, but what does that make you believe in the understanding?
Upper bands touch NQ on the 35.
Thread page on Discord, some of the common problems are already solved on the page. So we have a full documentation area, but you know how it is with documentation. Let's just admit, people are always going to go to the easiest way to solve a problem, right? What's the easiest way? You know, just somebody fix it for me, right? So, you know, I have a sneaking suspicion that most people come in there and, you know, they know they could take care of themselves, but, you know, just let somebody else log in and fix everything for you is easy. But I mean, we do have all of that in here. You can click up here and click ask and search for, you know, how to reinstall, how to set up, you know, that kind of thing. We're one of the only places that I know of that has this extensive of a documentation. We actually went through this entire thing. If you are brand new with us, you should go through the 8-day boot camp. The 8-day boot camp covers literally everything in the documentation, walk you through top to bottom. The way the documentation is laid out in going through the 8-day boot camp, we talk about the basics of what everything is, what's a 2-week free trial, your system setup, how to install, like the kind of main objectives, getting things, how to use this documentation area. There's a beginner's course if you don't even know what a futures contract kind of thing is. Basics, full course there in the beginner section. However, once you get past this part, now I want to talk about the fundamentals, right? So we go into the fundamentals, and this is the, for instance, how do you learn this? 120-day program. Here's the 8-day boot camp that you go through that is going to kind of shortcut the first 40 days of that program. Remember, the 120-day program is actually, it's really only 40 days to learn. People are like, oh, it takes 120 days to learn this? No, it's like a 40-day to learn all of the different components of everything that we do, adjusting your settings and sizes, and how I approach the markets. I'm teaching you how I use the system. That's a 40-day scenario, and that's an average. That's not saying that everybody takes 40 days. It's just, you know, a ballpark guess. There are people who can go through that way faster, and some people that can go through it slower. And then I recommend 2 sets of 40 days of practice, where here you're focusing on quantity, taking a swing at everything, getting the mechanics down. This is kind of mechanics. If you played esports, like I saw a neat video the other day that said trading is the new esport. And y'all may not even know what that is. I don't know. But basically, I am here to teach. Some people are incapable of learning, though. I will tell you, like this, we're not guaranteeing anybody success, first of all. And we will tell you that trading is difficult. And I mean, some people have learning disabilities, and some people cannot learn. Some people cannot be taught. I mean, there's in the military, they actually have, you know, they run people through IQ tests, and if you're, you know, have an IQ test below 80, they're literally like, we can't have you do anything. Like, you can't pick up the forks off the table because you will literally do it wrong. You cannot follow and do things repetitively, and you're just not capable. So anyhow, every different person is different, and some people are not trainable. However, this is designed to take anybody at any level and get you better at the system. Now, this doesn't make you an expert once you reach 120. I personally believe what I have seen with people, you have this light bulb moment that goes off at like day 90. For whatever reason, something at the 90-day mark, it's like, eureka, oh, I'm understanding how multi-time frame plays together and how I enter in on the lower time frame. With a higher time frame targeting, lower time frame risk model, and then how I combine our 2-pillar system, which is structure plus order flow, and then which ones visually, and like putting those together. I know that's it. What I just explained right there, that's everything. What I just said, it's like literally a 3-sentence thing, but then seeing that and knowing what all those look like, going through the cheat sheets and fully understanding them, I still think it takes around 40 days for recognition. Getting good at it in the 40 to make sure things like, you know, people shifting over to NinjaTrader. Some people are brand new to NinjaTrader, have never even pressed the buttons on the chart trader before, or they're used to entering in on, you know, Turding View, or, you know, MetaTrader and all the nonsense that's out there. So this is mechanics, and then here is where the quality forms. Is like taking, you know, a month and a little bit more to really focus on the quality. So quantity, then quality trades in the final 40 days. That's how the 120-day program is laid out. The 8-day boot camp will shortcut that for people who have already been around the markets a while, familiar with NinjaTrader. You could run through this 8-day boot camp. You already got, you know, you've been around, played, you understand things around news events and hard trend days and all of that. You don't have to, you know, get into the basics of stuff. The 8-day boot camp is there. And then the fundamentals will walk through individual components, through all the fundamentals, every little individual piece. And then the strategies section, as you get to this section right here, this is where we start to put things together. So what do we do with those fundamental items that you've learned about? Now putting those together. So the structure plus the order flow, how do I put those together? And then through the strategies, now we talk about techniques at the end, dealing with how to play with our various stop loss types, advanced stop strategy management, 2-try rules, how to practice 10x rules, etc., checklists and reminders, and wrapping everything up together through that.
Touch NQ on the 35.
So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, and so somewhere in there, the Bears lost control. So even with that structure, they did slap it back down. Just has not been my day lately. All right, here's king timing. If we're gonna keep pushing up here, I'm gonna have to peel it again. Okay.
Upper bands touch on the 35.
At 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the Kansas City Fed
Divergence down
Composite
NQ on
Index
the 9.
forecast 1 spot 5, prior 1.
Upper bands touch
Kansas City
NQ
Fed
on the
Manufacturing,
35.
prior 0.
Eddie, remove this guy J space M. I have mentioned this numerous times. If you're going to come into our chat and you have a lazy name where when you create your fake accounts, like you're going to come over here and oh, my name's J M, like you're like asking for first and last name or just remove these people. If they're going to come in here, they can't have, like, if they are so lazy, like, dude, they have no business trading with us. Okay, if you are a lazy person, you're not going to succeed in trading anyways, and don't come in here and pretend like you're actually searching for information or whatever. Again, if you want to have a respectful name, you want to go and create a real name to have communications with. Your little, you're like, oh, my name, I'm going to create my online screen name is T. Just T. Okay, no, it's fine. You are more than welcome to do so. But you don't have to talk to me. You don't like my rules? I don't care. I literally don't care. Go somewhere else where they do care. But no, you're not going to come in here and, try to distract and create your little troll accounts with your one-letter namings. It's not going to happen. Yeah, do it somewhere else. Well, I can if I want to. Yeah, you absolutely can. And I can remove you if I want to. Goes both ways. Y'all don't like it when it goes both ways. Too bad.
Divergence up NQ on the 9.
Yeah, just so y'all know, like, I don't think the 8-day boot camp is enough. Like, you know what a boot camp is, right? Boot camp is like to kind of like launch you in if you're brand new, like get you started quickly, hitting the ground running, so to speak. Hence the whole, boots on the ground, get your boots on the ground as quickly as possible. Boot camp is also like a really great refresher if you've already been through, deep dive stuff. So what Kit is saying there, like on his third time through, he's really learning more every single time. I think that's smart. That is very wise. Like, you're expecting that half of us, how many times have you, heard something, you have a conversation with somebody at a table, and then, you might forget. Let's just call it what it is. You're probably going to forget the details of that conversation, you know, a few days, even a few hours later. So then to expect that you have accumulated the knowledge, especially on a complex topic that literally works against every instinct you've ever had in your life, which is what trading pretty much is, it's unlikely that you are going to catch it on the first time as a human. Now, then again, I think there are people who are superhuman. This comes into my whole, we're getting into theories and things. So anyhow, red side, and we have been literally solid green, not touched into the green area again since 9:59, 5 seconds before that 10 a.m. news event, housing numbers, and then boom, came to the green side, long side, and have stuck to that long side wall since 10 a.m. there, and it is now 10:53, 7 minutes till the top of the hour. In a super big bear area still, playing and flirting around here with the prior low.
NQ on the 9.
Your troll account detection is like a finely tuned Ferrari. Yeah. No, sadly, with Ferraris and expensive vehicles like that, they come out of the factory finely tuned, but sadly, those cars are very fragile and very expensive to fix anything on. So I hope my troll detection is not that fragile. But no, I am rarely wrong on the detection.
In 5 minutes time, we have the Kansas City Fed Composite Index, forecast 1 spot 5, prior 1. Kansas City Fed Manufacturing, prior 0.
Fib.NQ on the 35.
Another big bear on the 9s at 10:50. Thank you, Brian. Let's see. Yes, here.
AlgoBoxers, light it up. The like button. Clickety clap, tappity tap, smash that like, don't hold it back. Bippity bop, flippity flap, button, make it snap. Tickety tock, hit that spot, light it up, don't let it rot. Tappity tap, just one shot. Hit the like button, make it hot. Let's go.
So I mean, we have to acknowledge that. Look, the bulls are. I mean, they're still been sitting here. They're not getting tossed off. Every dot is pushing up. So the bulls are still maintaining their hold as well. You know, into the bear. Yes, the bear is on the lower time frame, but on the higher time frame, as soon as they are touching in on the slightest, even this little green dot right here had enough to continue to push it up again to tap the top of that bear once again. So very dangerous here for me in my positioning. May turn out to be another big red day for me. Can't catch a break lately. I would say a lot of battles lost recently. In more ways than one. Yes, what I'm seeing, this is very interesting. This is megaphoning. It's gonna be, I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Double delta NQ on the 35.
Just a reminder, with this release, it could come out a bit early or a bit delayed, so just to keep you informed.
You want a supercar? No, I have zero desire for supercars. You do not want to hear my rants. If you like supercars, you do not want to hear my opinion on how stupid I think you are. I promise. Let's see. Fragile. It came from France. Come to find out that a lot of people don't like my formulated opinions, and I say formulated because it's not like I like choose my opinions.
1 minute to go. I'll be leading with the
I have
FedEx says we will collect applicable duties and taxes for US inbound shipments effective immediately.
inbound shipments of what? What? How are they cutting off the people now? I don't know. I hear shipments. What did he just say? Let's see if I can get a summary on that. Russia takes the risk of jets being shot down. Interesting. I'll wait for them to post. So the way that Financial Juice works there, so after they have made their statements, then generally you'll see kind of as he reads something off audibly, then you'll see it pop up in this feed here in the center of this. So if I hear him say something, I'm like, wait, what did he just say? Sort of like rolling back. I generally would just wait for the next line here. So he kind of come in like this. Thought this was interesting. I didn't hear him say anything about this, but Russia takes the risks of jets being shot down. I'm kind of curious more details on that.
1-year bills on September 30th to settle on October the 2nd. The US to sell $73 billion in 6-month bills on September 29th to settle on October 2nd. The US to sell $82 billion in 3-month bills on September 29th to settle on October the 2nd.
On the 4. NQ on the 4.
Alpha Omega algorithm performs real-time order flow combination with volume memories and other proprietary data calculations. There are 4 types of alpha omega crosses.
Warning, don't believe the AI.
Full Highland.
Somebody asked, so what are my favorite vehicles? So generally, like once you've had a truck, you probably don't go back from a truck in general. But if I was like, you want to talk about, I don't know, what's your dream car scenario? So I will show you. And then I guess my decisions kind of need explanations. So let's see, out of these, this video is called 12 luxury armored vehicles. So I guess if you're talking about the classification of vehicle that I'm into, luxury armored vehicles would be the absolute ideal, in my opinion. So, you know, these run around $500,000 starting point. But yeah, if you want to ride around the road and don't F around, I guess that's my directive, if you will. Vehicles that pew pew back. Does that make sense? Luxury on the inside, extremely dangerous on the outside. Are you following me? Okay. Kind of F around and find out kind of vehicles. You know, pew pew proof glass, etc. I'll post a link to this video. There's I've got 2 videos of stuff that I'm currently into picking up. Oh, thank you, Eddie. Yeah, Eddie posted there in the chat for you guys as well. But yeah, before that, then things like souped up Ford F-150s, super trucks. Give you the capacity for
Kansas City Fed
travel, carrying, and carrying. Being in this world but not of this world, I trust nothing in this world. Does that make sense? Thankful to the Father above for allowing the opportunity to, you know, play in this complex game called life, which is literally designed to have boss levels. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness of this age. And I have a lot to say and nobody wants to hear it. I assure you of that. Not even the people that you think want to hear it. Come to find out that those that you would think would want to hear it, they don't want to hear it either. Okay, so as anticipated, the megaphone is now collapsing. So if you've watched my videos on megaphones, so when it starts to widen, this is a sign of reversal. Not, again, it doesn't mean it is absolute, and nothing is ever absolutely 100%. You know, there's a stat with these things, and you can't say a stat. It will adjust in all different types of market conditions. There are multiple market conditions, types, etc. But if you guys are wondering why did I make note of that megaphone earlier, because I was literally hoping for something like this, because as ES points, so NQ goes if you're writing down notes. Rick, you've always owned a truck. You know, how do you explain this to non-truck people? I don't think people understand. There are a lot of people who've never had a truck, and people think trucks are inexpensive. Trucks are very expensive. But how do you explain to a non-truck person why once you've gone truck, you don't go back? How would you put it, Captain Rex? You said you've always owned a truck. You know, you get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're never not gonna own a truck. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? Like once you go, yeah. I mean, once you're in the truck arena, you have no desire for everything else. Everything else is subpar to truck. Especially, some of it is just the view capability of how high up you're sitting and the visibility of the road.
Shares of US medical device makers fall after the US government announces probe into medical technology imports. Down 2.8%.
All right, almost back to my point of entry on the bots. Literally a couple of ticks from my entry on the bots, and I will be looking to peel some off or completely close my position as we come back to my point of entry on my bot account here.
Lower
Double
bands
delta
touch
NQ
NQ on the
9.
35.
And we just touched the... it's the hard part of live streaming. Like, I don't want to have to be bringing this over here and showing, but it is important that you guys know, like, we have touched the golden rope here, right? So we expect a bounce here. The ideal will be to peel some off here as it comes up, look for another point of entry to add, and remember, what's our target? Big bear in there. I'm hoping the big bear brings it all the way to his full take profit target. Now it's 1108. So anyway,
2% on the day.
but people always want to know, like, okay, what are you thinking? Well, that's what I'm thinking. Literally touched my point of entry here now twice. That's making me nervous. I know, really don't want to get left on this one.
Fib.NQ on the
Double
4.
delta
NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9.
I saved a screenshot from yesterday that I wanted to talk about. Where is my Snagit editor? Can I open this up? Will that do it? Okay. Okay, this this screenshot here. Let's see. So with this, let's see if we can make this larger. So in markets where, you know, we're in all-time highs, and so a lot of these I'm not gonna temper my words. So a lot of kids who are coming into the markets, if this is your first, you know, time in, you've been in here, it's your, you know, first year in, you're coming in under, you know, Trump administration manipulation scenarios, like there's this mentality of markets go up all time. Why ever go now short? Why? You always up. Market always up. Okay, well, yeah, right now in these markets. So, you know, kids are just used to like buy every dip, right? They just buy the dip until it rips and goes and goes. But oftentimes, like market scenarios, like people would be like, you know, why are you shorting up here, Vinny? What are you doing? Why are you shorting here? Well, this worked out really well yesterday, and on my, like, last week I had a $94,000 day. Another play like this where, you know, kids, I say kids because like it's young, it's or young to the markets. How about this? Like kids in the markets, like new to the markets. How about, is it the proper terms? Like this whole parring of words is a little bit silly to me, but anyhow, you get the point. But people get so offended at everything. My goodness, if you say anything against anybody, even if it's talking about their Christian faith, or especially talking about like their children, somebody's children, oh my word, talk about like people wanting to rip your throat out to give anybody, you know, wise advice about anything. It does not matter. People are so offended. It is sad. It is, it's maddening, really. But
NQ on the 9.
everybody's like, well, this is up, it's up, it's been up, it's up, it's up. Yeah, but anyway, if you've been around the markets for a period of time, that's the whole point. Is I know that markets trap a lot. Most of the time, and I literally will say most of the time, everybody's like, well, it's been up and up and up. Yes, this like weird 25 to 35% of the time when markets do this, particularly when there's catalysted nonsense from your government, and your government is currently the reason that the values of things have not gone up, folks. It is your dollar going to zero, if you don't know. And if you're not preparing for that, I'm very concerned for you if you do not see the reality as you go into any grocery store or buy anything online, how the price points are going up. And it's not because, oh, that cheese is now worth more. It is the dollar in your pocket is worth less. And they are purposefully doing this. They are going to, in my opinion, this is all opinion, folks. And by the way, this is for entertainment purposes. I'm just here entertaining you. Nothing I'm saying is true at all. Wink and nudge. I am just entertaining and making a movie here with you guys, because apparently you could do anything in the movies and, you know, turn it into reality later, whatever. We'll just go with, this is just a movie, folks. I am a fake person. I'm literally just digital pixels on your screen. So while they are collapsing your dollar on purpose, forcing you into digital currencies when they collapse and reset, the great reset, when you should start to believe things when they tell you, when they say it out loud and then disappear like the cloud. You know, as soon as everybody recognizes the villain disappears. You know, notice nobody's any talking about George Soros anymore. Nobody's talking about Klaus Schwab. Klaus. Up in the clouds. You retired. Where'd he go? Okay. World Economic Forum. Oh, too much pressure on one person. The next pawn come in. The next pawn master.
284 spot 4.
We got to go back and we gotta call up Elon and ask him where he's drilling his next boring company. Where are they boring their holes into the ground for the moment when Jesus returns?
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Yes, but what am I expecting? Yes, I am expecting scenarios like this. Not all the time, but sometimes you have to remind people, what's the norm? And even like on a scenario where this has been dive bombing down, like people down here are like, why would you go to the upside? Well, there are things that my system shows me where this happens a lot and where this happens a lot, and these are big plays. So anyhow, but people say, you know, well, why are you trading against what this color is? So there are a couple of things. If we are inside the fiddle zone, yeah, definitely do not trade against this. But when you are well extended into an area and a multi deviation in a direction, the farther that deviation gets, the more likely that we get some form of return. Now, again, this whole revert to the mean, it's a very common strategy in general, especially in things that stay in a range like currency exchanges, but I definitely would not be trading Forex directly. If you were going to be touching Forex, I would definitely be using futures contracts on that, like the 6A, 6E, 6J, which is why those actually do show up as optimized ranges in our optimizations that I put out on Sunday night or Monday mornings. So just keep a note on that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm hearing spooling up. Oh my goodness. Did they push it all the way back up? They did. Look, all the way to the bottom of the bear zone. But no, bulls are massively in control right now as of today. And so I know what it looks like. I know it's like, oh, you know, kid, but you know, why doesn't Vinny just do it? Like, dude, don't worry about it. If you want to ask what I am doing, you know, how has this guy got literally decades of experience, but he has lost days? Yeah. that happens. You can have lost days, yeah. And sometimes we get scenarios like this, but I will tell you that if you want to compete against me for any length of period of time and you're not using AlgoBox, I have a strong feeling, and I will put my money on it, that you are probably going to lose if you play against me again for a period of time. You might win in the short term, you might win a few battles, but in a war-based scenario, if you're not using AlgoBox and having the advantages of everything that AlgoBox has with it, I don't think that's going to work out well for you. Does that make sense? Okay. May have replaced it. Oh, I got to catch up on the conversation. Replaced what? Bone. 3 front ends on my truck, heavy engine. Okay. Is there anything Don James hasn't done? I don't think so. Don James is like, when I picture the Dos Equis man, I picture Don James. Just be straight up about it. Personally, like, the most interesting man in the world, Don James. He's got a cool name too. But yeah, he's been in the X-Files shows. He's you talk about some topic, he's been in scenario. He just, I don't know, it's wild. It's awesome talking to Don. He's awesome. Diesel or gas? I mean, I prefer gas just for, honestly, the sound and whatnot. I'm not a diesel person. I don't understand the desire to have diesel in general. And scarcity of access to it. And don't even get me started on the energy scam. We have unlimited energy literally above everyone's head.
Eastern time, the US sells $100 billion in 4 weeks.
But y'all still believe you can shoot rockets into space. It just cracks me up.
Amazon agrees to pay $2.5 billion to settle FTC's prime case. So Amazon to pay $1 billion penalty and $1.5 billion in user refunds.
What's going to happen to all gold bar holders? So actually, it's interesting. Well, what do you mean by that, project? Like, do you think of it in a negative way or a positive way? I have multi-x'd one of my only long-term holdings is gold, and I'm talking about a large amount of capital that I bought and am still holding in gold. It is a way to hedge when the dollar is going to go to zero, which I have been talking about for quite some time. The US dollar is what I'm talking about. Then the balance against that is gold and has been gold. Unless that's what they're making in CERN, which don't even get me started on the CERN thing at the moment. But interesting topics indeed. Gold is currently $3,700.
Double delta NQ on the 4.
So the way to know like how much your dollar has depleted at any given moment. So, you know, I bought it when it was high. Like, I still remember when I was having a conversation with my own family, and yes, was recommending that my family buy, and I was very specific about the actual amount of capital that they should buy into gold. And well, I did. Well, they were like, it's too high. And I talked to my other guy, my other investor guy, and he says it's too high. He'd wait till it comes back down. I'm like, dude, It's at 1,700 right now. It's not, I mean, even if it came down, like, sure, you want to add to your pot, but I'm like, you should be buying it right now. It's going to go at least to 2,000. Like, I'm like, your worst, I mean, I just explained the low side. I'm like, your worst case scenario goes down a little more and you missed out, but it's going to be over 2,000. Okay. It's going to be it, like your worst case scenario, you're buying at 17. It's going to go up 30%. I don't know why you would not do that. Anyhow, like for me, it was a no brainer. So I went all in around 1,700 and you know, my family kind of pushed back on that and didn't do anything. And of course now they're like, oh man, you were right about that. I wish I would have. Yeah. It at right now 3,700. I bought it at 17. Like it's up $2,000 since then. Now a lot of people say that same thing about Bitcoin or whatever, and like, you know, I don't know about. I think that's just too dangerous. And I go my whole thing on crypto's extremely dangerous. Like all these scams. Just so y'all know, if y'all are ever approached by me, okay, y'all, some Vinny Emini account, like just, you know, somebody that I knew from way back, and you know, somebody from high school actually reached out to me on Facebook recently. I was like, hey, I wanted to get into your program thing. He's like, I've been wanting to do it for years. I've been dragging my feet, hadn't done it. And then he's like, well, I know you contacted me the other day and told me about your such and such investment. And I'm like, what? Like, listen, whoever you talked to was not me. Okay, look, I don't know why people fall for scams so easily and why people love it. They're like, no, man, you were going to trade for me. And I'm like, bro, I'm not. No. One more time. You were not talking to me. Yes, I was. I'm like,
NQ on the 4.
okay, let me take off my glasses here and tell you something. Not that screen. Where are we at here? Like, how do I click on one of these? One of these has my face. Where's my face cam thing? Right here. Look at me. Bro, if I said you weren't talking to me, you weren't talking to me. If you're talking to me about an investment and I'm literally telling you that, bro, I'm not talking about like you're talking to a fake account. And no, it was you. I was in your Discord. I'm like, it was not me. What did I'm trying to tell? It's so funny that people will argue about, like, they cannot be told they were wrong about something. You cannot tell them they were deceived. You cannot tell people that they have been lied to. What is the problem? I don't get it, man. I don't understand. Like, wow. This can't.
On the 35.
But I sent you crypto. No, you didn't. I am literally anti-crypto. I am absolutely, it is the most dangerous thing in the world. And I have explained that before. I don't even like to talk about the amount of danger that it is holding crypto.
Lower bands.
But I'm my own bank. What kind of security do you have on your bank? Oh, well, nobody can get to my code. Okay, if somebody held you up at, water pew point, caught you in the driveway, caught you at the grocery store and told you to send them all your money, what would you do? Well, they would never do that. Oh, really? Oh, they never do that? Oh, okay. You sure?
Lower bands touch NQ on the 35.
Anyhow, you do not want those scenarios. And if they're not threatening you, they're threatening somebody in your family or some other thing. Like, dude, people say all the time, like, well, family first. Okay, look, I was talking to somebody yesterday, like, well, my family and stuff, is the most important thing to me. And like, I didn't want to call them out on it, but literally in our very conversation, they proved to me that that wasn't the case. They wanted to chase money more than have time with their family, because I offered someone more time with their family. But they wanted money more than extra time with their family, when they literally just said, well, the most important thing is the salvation of my children and needing to be with them more and more time with them. And I literally offered them the opportunity to do so. And do y'all know what it means to look a gift horse in the mouth? Okay, so I'm just telling y'all that even what you might think is the smartest people in the room in this day and age are literally dumb and deceived in serving mammon. When the Bible says you will either serve God or mammon, and he says that you cannot serve two masters, for you either love the one and hate the other, or love the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and mammon. Everything the Bible says is true. Let every man be called a liar. And I am seeing this being proven over and over again. And even the closest people in my life to me, I see it. Family members, friends. We are in an age of deception like no other time. Just like Jesus said it would be, y'all. I am telling you, if you do not know Jesus, today is your day. Do it quickly, in my opinion. If you don't, it is... I care enough about you to tell you to put your priorities in the proper places ASAP. All right. And you don't want to believe me? That's fine. You guys believe everything else around you, and I'm just another personality here on YouTube. Okay. So, hey, don't believe me either. All right. But I will tell you something. You might want to dig into the Word of God. And to me, it doesn't matter what anybody says. I can have the person I have the utmost respect for, and they say something against the word, the truth. I mean, just because somebody makes a mistake doesn't mean that their whole life is a wash either. We all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. There is only one who was, and I'm all in on him. And I think you should be too. Just saying. Right? Our churches have people so confused that there are people who are deep dived in the Word of God that don't even understand basics about baptism anymore. I'm blown away. I really am. We are so lost. I don't know what television programs people are watching or where they're hanging out or what they're doing, folks, but people are lost. Thank goodness for Jesus. I mean, and this is a points program online in the world, folks. It is a beyond the pass fail. Beyond pass fail. You pass fail, and then everything else is reward stacks. When you're on the right side, once you've chosen the right side, and look, you can deplete all of your stack you want. I saw somebody that say, well, I would rather be poor in heaven than, I guess what they think is, rich on earth, which, puts them in hell. Okay, that's a good way to look at it. So I'm kind of well, at least you'll be, at least you're not going to be, on the other side of, burning eternity. That's good. But it's very weird for a person like me to go, I don't know why you would want to accept less.
Double delta NQ.
I can't find it doesn't compute for me, and so that's why people either love or hate me. And I'm finding that there's even less and less love and way more hate on the regular. And people would rather just call me crazy because I just have a deep belief that every man a liar, just like the scriptures tell me, and that God be truth, and let every man be called a liar. Every man. Every single one. Did anybody catch Patrick Weiland's live stream yesterday with the two ladies he had on? That was fun. I stayed up late last night just to watch the whole thing. And there is something about drama. There is something about, there's something exciting about watching drama. And I was sucked in myself, wanted to see what that was all about. There's a lot of drama going on Twitter, and the conversations around it have been pretty interesting. Let's talk about something interesting. Remember, this is entertainment only, folks. This is all entertainment, just for your, what do they say, poops and giggles? Poops and giggles. Well, speaking of outside the box, so one of the ladies on his program,
bid to cover ratio 2.61.
They were talking about, Patrick Weiland said, hey, how'd y'all sleep last night at your hotels? He's paying for their hotels and stuff. He's like, yeah, how was the hotel? How'd y'all sleep, whatnot? And one of them was like, well, I was crazy. I popped up at midnight last night and just felt something was off in my energy. And I'm like going, oh, so all of a sudden my eyes are lit up like, oh, what was it? Is Lord bringing conviction or wanting to have a conversation, or I don't know. I'm sitting there like, wow, what's she going to say? She's like, and I needed to charge my crystals. And I was like, where's the, I don't have my little, where's my little soundboard here? Where's the screech halt thing? Hold on, we're gonna make this more entertaining. Let's get Vinny's buttons on. Let's see, I think it's called record scratch. Where's the record scratch? R's. You needed to charge your crystals. I'm like, okay, is she gonna play on, is it gonna be some play on words like she's her name's Crystal or something? No, so she's like, I gotta charge my crystals in the moonlight. And I'm like, what? So this is a trader sitting there at Patrick Weiland's desks there, and she's saying she needed to charge up her crystals in the moonlight. Now, I just recently had a few conversations with some people around moonlight. Is interestingly enough, is a negative light. How many people could tell me why you know? How do you know that moonlight is negative light? And maybe you don't even know what that is. Like, I mean, maybe it's time to learn. Or remember, this is, folks, this is entertainment purposes only. All right, don't believe anything I'm saying. All right, but why would I say? Who can tell me why would I say that moonlight is negative light?
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Have you ever thought of why we have hundreds of different denominations and doctrines? I mean, have I? Yes. I mean, I'm just going to answer your question. Yes. Okay, I'm not going to elaborate on it. Next question. I'll pose the question back to you. Have you? Okay, and why don't you be insightful about what you're asking?
Upper bands touch NQ on the 35.
The one-word answer is colder. Yes, Mr. Manigold knows. So are you aware, y'all could test this one out tonight, and maybe on behalf of Patrick Weiland's female, who he later ended up kicking off of the program and not letting her come back today. So crazy drama over there. They were supposed to have a female contest of female trader versus female trader, and didn't even let her come back. So anyway, there's some drama and conversations around all that, and yeah, he ended up kicking her off the program. So when you can get under Patrick Weiland's skin, I mean, you done something. You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, so if you were to take anybody got a laser temperature checker? Because you're probably gonna need one of those. Let's see how much they are. Like, if anybody wants to, something you might want to get. Laser temperature gun. They're kind of fun. If you don't have one, I've got a few of them. They're pretty fun. They're not very expensive. Oh, dude, that can't be right. You can get one for $8.79 at Walmart. That can't be right. Is this legit? Okay, I don't know about this one that's $8. I might be like, I mean, is that for real? That's saying a digital infrared thermometer at Walmart for $8.79 was not, what? I don't know. I feel like these are probably like $30 to $60. I mean, apparently they're all over the place in range of price. But anyways, one of these, and you just shoot your little laser at it and it tells you what temperature it is. So probably get you maybe one of those for this experiment. So you normally think, well, if the moon is reflecting the sun and the sun's light and sun's rays are warmer, then, I mean, I hate to bring up the obvious, but the question would be then, if you believe that nonsense, then if it's reflecting the light, like any other light in your office or anywhere else, if you were reflected off of a mirror or any other thing, the light that's bouncing off and coming down is going to be warmer than the shade that it casts. What do I mean by that? So in the shadow area, if you point your little laser beam in a shadow, you know this, if you're outside, we all can feel this. I mean, I got a pool, so maybe it's a little bit, more applicable to me, but my kids can attest to the fact that, the concrete gets very hot in the sun, right? It is baking. And so you walk over into the shade to cool your feet, toss some water on it from the pool. Is this just going to keep spooling? My goodness. king timing continuing to break here and a double here. This is just wild. Okay, so it could turn out to be another big red day here for me. All right, typing with one hand for lunch. That's crazy about lunch. Can't believe people still eat 3 meals a day. Like that's wild too. I mean, that's a lie. Like you've been lied to. Y'all believe that you should be eating 3 times a day. That's they just want you fat and sick. It's crazy. Here it is. Eddie says shadows in the night are measured warmer than direct moonlight surfaces. Therein lies the short fact of it. But like what Eddie's just said is probably over most people's head. You're like, huh? What did he just say? Like here's the thing. Like people can't even parse words properly. They like need ChatGPT to like do basic things like, can you interpret what Eddie just said? So go ahead and put it into ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT to expand for you and talk about it and say it in 3rd grade language. What did Eddie just say? Shadows in the night are measured warmer than direct moonlight surfaces. So moonlight is colder than shadow. Let's say that one more time. Moonlight is colder than shadow, which is why I say it is a negatively charged light. You're like, what? Yes, things that they don't tell you in your science class, they don't want you to know. And by they, yes, there are people in control, which comes back to the question somebody asked earlier about why are there so many denominations and things. You still think that all that is free denominations and it has nothing to do with 501c3 and controlled narratives and controlled conversations and topics and controlled teachings to the masses. Keeping the pews full of asses. Ah, there you go. So see further detail. Let's see. Yeah, less than $25 to get one of these laser measurers. So measure it for yourself. But you tell somebody to do something and check something on their own, they're getting very mad and vicious about that too. It's crazy. Like, hey, check it for yourself. What? How dare you? Okay, I mean, this is... Grab the F6. Where's the line? Above the cross there.
Double delta NQ on the 9.
According to Interfax, the Kremlin says Russia awaits US response to a new START proposal.
Yeah, I mean, this does look like clustering on, which is weird, on a higher time frame. We're on the 4s and we're getting, clustering of AOs. Like there's a lot of AOs. This is not normal to see this many AOs on a stretch. So yes, this does point to the, continuous trend day type of scenario that is extremely dangerous here. So yeah, I'm gonna just get super small here at this point. We just hit a big red dot here, super dot. That cracks, well then look out. Like they may be running this all the way up to P point, prior close. At which point, well, I have been completely wrong since the moment that I stepped in here. I could say for my own self of stepping in at the wrong time today. Like come to your desk on time, folks. Do not be, I don't say lazy. I got things going. I got a lot of things having to deal with. We got some folks who are going to be out here for the next bit into October and things, so we're making sure that things are covered here, business-wise, making sure that everybody's got what they need, and then dealing with some other stuff. So I have just not been able to get out here on time. I'll be working to get in here on time the next bit, but once again, like, coming in on a just coming in at the absolute worst times, like right before a news event scenario, getting a bad read, and a scenario like this, like bad draw on the cards here today, folks. That's literally 1,000 ticks straight up scenario here without a normal W. Like didn't break, so wasn't concerned with the W, but yes, normally you want to see I don't say want to, but if you were to see a W scenario where it breaks here, I have drawn this one out because this is almost always how it forms. But this one was so powerful, they stepped in at 10 a.m. without the angled bend for the trap, and while you see a W come up out of this area here, and then as soon as it shows its first set of downs, you never looked for the downside. You are looking for the upside continuation, which is exactly what it's been doing here. W play on the structure on the high time frame. And if you're on the wrong side of that, which I have been, it's going to be a very red scenario, and that's what's happened here to me here so far. And again, we talked through a whole lot of things there. There were opportunities to bail out on several opportunities there. Didn't, I mean, literally to the penny exactly where things would go and should go. Didn't go to, so somebody asked the other day about targets. Well, why didn't it go to its target on those? So defense legs are defense, they're not offense. So what you're asking is why didn't it reach its offense? Remember, it's called a defense leg. I don't have a strategy called offense leg. I am telling you what can oftentimes happen, and that's what I am anticipating. But defense is more important than the offense. Are they going to defend their position? Are they going to hold on to and defend their current direction, etc.? That is the most important part on the defense, which is why it's called a defense leg and not an offense leg. Yeah, defense wins. Defense, I don't think it's games. Defense wins championships, if I'm trying to quote, I believe that was Vince Lombardi. Was that Vince Lombardi that said that? Let's see. Didn't want to believe it, but you can't deny your own science experiment. Moonlight should be warmer since it's sunlight reflected. Try it for yourself. Yes, as Mr. Manigold has said, which, I mean, for someone who, I mean, who's not staunchly angry about and allowing their cognitive dissonance to, you know, bother their emotions enough to defy logic, just further proof that you do not live on a ball. And we've got many proofs that you don't, but people get angry about it, literally to the point where they're like, I'm going to bring you to someone who disagrees with you, and then I'm going to have them hold authority over you and send you to counsel. You must go to counseling. You have a mental illness because you question the narrative of society, controlled by and directed by Satan himself, as Jesus has said that Lucifer is the god of this realm for now. Now, that was at the time that Jesus was being tempted by him. Now, he had not died on the cross yet and brought back the keys to Hades with him yet, and took back control over the power of life and death, which is also in the tongue. The words of which you speak are extremely powerful. All right, I'm going to try for this Gartley here, and see, it's king timing with a Gartley up into a red dot power headshot. I'm going to give it a shot here. It might be the last one before I kind of toss in the towel on that. For the first set of sellers, are we going to get any more? Oh, we're pushing through. Let's see. Legendary football coach Paul Bear Bryant's credited with the first saying, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. All right, there we go. So I was wrong about the Vince Lombardi, blah, blah, blah. All right.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Yeah, I think he was saying things like winners never quit, quitters never win. The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. He said that one. The greatest accomplishment is not in never failing, but in rising again after you fall. The notable quote is, "Winning is a habit." All right, 13.3. Could this be the top? What's our time? We are still before noon, so potentially not. It shot short on the 35s. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to see. If it cracks through that dot, though, like, that's off too. Like, the dot is there. We haven't cracked it. It is so close to cracking the headshot on the 35s, and it's like, it's a poor time of day. Still before noon. It's not 12:05. It'd be better if we saw this at 12:05. Okay, so yeah, so if you guys, I hope you guys have understood. Does everybody understand that what we have said, that like literally science and your own observations to verify the science, that moonlight is actually colder than shadow, and is obviously proves that it's not the reflection of the sun, and happens to be that that is exactly what God told us it was. He said he created two great lights, that they emit their own light. It doesn't reflect the other's light. It is its own light. And they are actually a positive and negative anode in our Earth system. Earth is a giant saltwater battery, unlimited capacity for energy. You can get electricity right out of the air. They're like, huh? Hell. You ever seen a lightning bolt? Like, the people that are like, that's impossible. Like, they literally, to me, it's so dumb. Literally gigawatts of electricity fire over your head during rains. Water's coming down, and y'all are like, oh, you can't get electricity out of the sky, dude. Anyhow, whatever. Everything around you is a lie. This is entertainment purposes only. I'll just continue to say that so that you guys can, you know, keep patting yourselves on the back and go to sleep at night. Perfectly fine. Let's see. I'm gonna go on the run. Corpuscular rays also prove that the sun is not 93 million miles away. Don't cry about it. Go study corpuscular rays. I know it's a big word for you, so let me simplify it for you. Angled rays from the sun that come through clouds. Go look at them for yourself. True science that solidifies on facts. Look at repeatable, observable phenomena. Not just listening to the first person's explanation of it and going, oh, that must be it. Okay, George.
Double delta NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 4.
Okay, this dot will tell. Don't want the dot to break. Hope that's for obvious reasons. Okay, are the Bears going to maintain control? Red dot says for now, yes. And I say for now because, dude, these Bulls are like relentless in here. Hey Stash, great to see you, my friend. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate the positive word. Hope you're doing well. Man, we still have 8 minutes till noon, so there we go, and we're coming back up and through. So hitting small again. Wow. So we came down, touched red a few, and on the way back up. All right, we're coming up on 2 hours here in a few seconds. Okay, so let's see how far this goes or doesn't go at all. See if we can crack the bottom of that and see if this one can help me out or not. Lots of activity coming in here.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
Just always on top here. Bull step right back in on the 5-4. Wow. Oh man. Don't crack that cross. Bulls would love 720. You're at your call there, Captain Price. Captain Price is calling 720 up there. Oh, come on. Don't break that. I mean, it is like over here when we said like every dot is being just picked right back up by the bulls. I mean, even right here, yes, bright green dot launches it up. I mean, how many ticks did that push it up there? Like they still came back in, pushed it up 62 ticks immediately off of a bright green dot on the higher time frame. Every structure is being adhered to on the bull side. Bulls very much have been in control since 10 a.m. We got 4 minutes till they have been in control for 2 hours plus. Did I cover all my topics that I was talking about earlier? Was there something I missed? Did I finish up? I know sometimes I get I don't want to say distracted, but when I need to get back into concentrating on the play, I lose track of the topic we had at hand. Covered a lot of topics recently on a lot of things. The ultimate topic is one thing. You know what the ultimate topic is? Knowing that Jesus Christ is King. That Jesus Christ is not just that you need Jesus and you need to invite him into your life and things of the sort that people are telling people, well, those are good things, but the admission that Jesus Christ is King, Lord of all, Lord of lords, King of kings, the name above all names. And if anyone or anything is denying that, be careful of what they're telling you. Even if their initials are CK. And almost now that you know that there is a movie of like Snake Eyes, I know it's easy to write it off as coincidence. Somebody in our room was wise enough to actually put in the
Surely expecting Freddie Mac numbers.
The odds of that being coincidence. Papa, can I read your stats one more time?
I was just about to send that to you. I checked the probabilities of all the parallels between the movie and the event, and it is 1 in 182.5 trillion.
Yeah, so if you're still saying, oh, it's coincidence, can't be, oh, it came out when Charlie Kirk was 5 years old. 1 in 1.82.5 trillion. Now, I know to most people that's such a large number, you can't even fathom that number. So I know you're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything to you. I get it. Well, IQ goes a long ways and no ways. Doesn't matter. I always like to remind people of the story. I don't say story, but it's like the historical reference to an angel which was able to be detained by the prince of the power of the air over Persia. That even an angel, aka messenger, because that's what angel means, a messenger of God was unable to get to someone to deliver the message and was detained for 21 days before they could deliver the message, and literally that angel did not have enough power to get through. The Prince of Persia literally had to call on the ultimate angel, the Archangel Michael, to allow him to deliver his message to get him through. There are powers, and there are names, and there are ranks of names, and the name above all names is Jesus.
Goolsby says, I'm still concerned about inflation. I want to be Fed policy has been mildly...
Michael had to come battle. Kit knows the story.
Inflation is above target and rising.
Detained for 21 days before he came the message. And then he also said, and Archangel Michael is having a hard time. I've got to get back in battle with him.
If we continue to make sure...
That's how powerful the Prince of Persia, the principality over Persia, because, again, they are given powers.
The recent 25 basis point cut was perfectly appropriate.
Anyhow,
The projections aren't...
everything I'm just telling you guys here, entertainment purposes only, YouTube algorithm. All right, this is going to keep pushing. They're going to keep pushing. All right. Anyhow, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to suffer and work through this in silence. I think I've covered as much as is necessary that I can do with you guys. Let's see, our primary, yeah, no, it is. Our priority is our families. People can say that all the time, but you know, words have such weak, what's the word? Words don't mean a lot. Now, at the same time, they are very powerful. But people got a lot of lip service and not a lot of action. Don't be one of those. Just my personal opinion. Blessings. We'll talk soon.